The final home series of the regular season. Let's send it upstairs. Joe Davis and Oral Hershiser. Joe, take it away.
All right, John, and this postseason push continues against the San Francisco Giants, although it takes a backseat today with the news of Clayton Kershaw announcing his retirement after 18 Major League seasons, headed to the Hall of Fame. 3 Cy Youngs, 3,000 strikeouts, so many amazing moments throughout his career. And so tomorrow will be the 228th and final time in the regular season that he pitches at Dodger Stadium. We welcome inside a bittersweet day, sentimental day here, of course. Joe Davis, Oral Hershiser, Kirsten Watson joins us in a moment. And I think the thing for me is, you knew this moment was coming eventually. You just figured you'd find out at the end of the year at some point. But Kershaw makes the decision. I think it's awesome because we're really going to get to enjoy it tomorrow.
It is going to be a lot of fun tomorrow, and it's going to be very sentimental for the Dodger fans. And I think about the 18-year-old that signed with the Dodgers, and now the 37-year-old man we've come to know and love announcing his retirement with everything that he accomplished.
Kirsten?
Yeah, Joe, and with Clayton Kershaw, he spoke to the media this afternoon about this decision. He said that it was one that he made with his wife, Ellen, and his family coming into this season. But he started sharing the news with some of his teammates about a month ago. Dave Roberts said that they had a conversation a few weeks ago. Yesterday, he went and spoke to him and said, all right, it's official, it's happening, we're breaking the news tomorrow. And this morning, he sent out a text to his teammates, and he said, listen, guys, don't make this weird. I don't want to be a distraction. I want us to focus on the end of this regular season. But it's very special that, as you mentioned, tomorrow will be his final start in the regular season here at Dodger Stadium. And now with him announcing it, the fans will get to be a part of it. And he shared so many thank yous, and he has so many more to go, guys.
We'll talk about Clayton plenty tonight, but I can just hear him right now saying enough, move on. We got games to play, games to worry about. The Mets already beat the Padres today in New York to take that series, and so the Dodgers lead in the division up to 2.5 games. The magic number down to 7 to clinch the division. Pitching matchup for the first game of this series is a great one. It's Webb for the Giants. It's Yamamoto for the Dodgers.
Yamamoto is on a roll. As you can see those stats there below him, and it has been location. It has been changing speeds. And the great thing about him, he can throw any of his pitches as much as he wants now. And you might need to do that when you're facing the Giants in back-to-back games. And on the other side, Logan Webb is in a tough place. He is the ace. He has had a sensational season, but these Dodgers have hit him well and seen him well.
Back-to-back times facing him, they've scored 6 runs against him. Do your best old-timey baseball voice as the Dodgers and Giants get together again. Twice in 2 weeks. Wrap up the season series this weekend in L.A. We've got first pitch of Game 1 coming up on Sportsnet L.A.
Dodgers and Giants coming up. Final home series of the regular season. Get 4 with the rival Giants. No more, and they can extend their lead in the NL West to 3 over the Padres with a win.
It's really simple, John. One word. Win. That's it. Go out there, win, keep playing well.
Absolutely. You have to win this series. Get some momentum.
And try to get another great outing from Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who'll be on the mound against Logan Webb, the first of 4. Jumper, Jerry. What's the form looking like? It's great. Decent. First pitch coming up next.
Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get more burger for your buck with the new $4.49 bonus Jack combo, and by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Blake Snell feeling good after his 7 scoreless innings last night. He and the Dodgers ready to face off with the Giants in the first of 4. The Giants, with the walk-off win last Friday against the Dodgers, they found themselves a half game back of the Mets, but they've lost 4 of their last 5 and hanging on by a thread with 10 left. 2.5 back, but 2 teams between them in that last playoff spot. It was the offense that got them going, that got them back into the race, but they've gone ice cold lately. Here's the group tonight. It's Elliot Ramos to lead things off. Rafael Devers at first base hitting second. The shortstop is Willie Adames, followed by Matt Chapman at third. Bryce Eldridge new to the lineup since the Dodgers saw the Giants last weekend. Top prospect, just 20 years of age, making his debut in Arizona earlier this week. Second baseman Casey Schmidt has a grand slam against Yamamoto this year. He bats 6th. Jung Hoo Lee's in center field with Patrick Bailey doing the catching, and Drew Gilbert, the rookie, in right. Well, Yamamoto against these Giants last weekend. 1 hit over 7 innings. That was after he fell 1 out shy of the no-hitter against Baltimore. Gave up a run in the first inning against the Giants and then proceeded to retire 20 in a row. He's faced him 3 times this year, and this is what he's used.
It is not an exaggeration to say he is the ace of the Dodger staff, and he is on a roll right now. The fastball, the splitter, and the curveball, his most effective pitches against these Giants. The cutter and the slider have been a little bit vulnerable, but the great thing about Yamamoto right now, any pitch, any count, any number of pitches whenever he needs them. So he can be a mystery tonight with you don't know what he's throwing, or he can dominate you with just a couple of pitches.
Yoshi was good as a rookie. He went 7-2 with a 3 ERA. He's been great in his second year, nearly unhittable lately, though, with 3 consecutive 10 strikeout games. Dodgers with a 5-0 win over the Phillies yesterday. More dominant starting pitching. Snell, Ohtani, and Sheehan in that series against the Phillies. Just 1 run allowed on 3 hits over those 3 games. And with a 6-1 Padres loss to the Mets, the lead is 2.5. The magic number is 7. Dodgers won 2 of 3 against the Giants last weekend. 6 of 9 overall against San Francisco this year. 4 games head-to-head this weekend to wrap up the season series. And plenty at stake for both teams. Elliot Ramos to lead things off. Yamamoto winds and throws, and off we go with a fastball at 97, strike 1. The Giants were 0 for 6, 6 strikeouts against that good old-fashioned 4-seamer last weekend. Back-to-back heaters 0-2.
This is what you think about when you think about consequential games between these 2 arch rivals. The history of this rivalry, consequential game at the end of the season, both teams playing for something.
Everybody figured the Dodgers would be here playing meaningful games. If anything, maybe they figured they'd already had taken care of at this point. I'm not sure anybody saw this coming, especially with how things were going mid-season for the Giants, but one of the best teams in the second half to make these interesting games down the stretch. Ramos checks, and it's 2-2. Yamamoto facing him for the 4th time this year. 2 dominant starts in San Francisco. Giants actually hit him hard when they faced him here in June. To short, and Betts on 1 bounce, 1 out.
Start the night for Yamamoto, and 0 for 1 for the Giants on the curveball. One of the top 3 pitches that he throws.
And so 1 for 17 against that curveball. Like the 4 games they've faced him this year. Well, the Giants started to heat up when Rafael Devers did, and as he goes, they go. You see what's happened lately. He's 5 for his last 40 as the Giants have fallen into a slump the last few days. You go up and down this lineup. I started to write in my notes for the day, and it was like, oh man, so Ramos is struggling leading off, and oh no, I guess it's the first 2 guys, and then you keep going and you keep going, and it is slumping hitter after slumping hitter. After they had won 13 of 16, they dropped 4 of 5 yesterday. They went 1 for their first 30 against Arizona. Brandon fought 9 scoreless innings. It wasn't until the 11th inning that the Giants scored, won the game 5-1. Yamamoto's 1-1 is on the hands and into shallow center. Mookie Betts busy for the first 2 outs of the night.
When the Giants went on their run and climbed into this wild card race, it was the offense that was carrying them. They were getting just enough pitching. Lately, the offense depleted, and also the starting pitching up until yesterday was really not very good at all. Verlander gave him a great outing yesterday, but before that, the rotation prior to him, the other 4 starts, wow, they were bad.
7 scoreless for Verlander yesterday, now with a 2.17 ERA since the All-Star break. Here's Willie Adames taking a fastball high.
I think with Verlander, it's, you know, you see the finish line and you're an older guy and wear and tear. You're not maintaining anything anymore or worried about the next start. It's just empty the tank, and he has been and throwing the ball well.
Wants to keep pitching and has made a great case for himself to do that if that's his wish.
Yeah, as a long-term veteran, you get the aches and pains. You know your team needs you out there. You're thinking about this start and the next start, but at the finish line, you're just thinking about 1 pitch at a time.
42 years of age and still plenty left in the tank. 2 balls, 1 strike on Adames, who in his first season with the Giants has hit 28 home runs. Got a chance here to have the first 30 home run season for a Giant since Barry Bonds, 2004. Now on this 2-1, he takes inside. One of those 28 home runs was against Yamamoto back in June when the Giants scored 5 against him here.
Yeah, it was an up fastball, and it was amazing. He kept it deep in his strike zone and had all that power to the opposite field.
Ooh, fastball was close, but didn't get the call there from Ryan Wills, the young plate umpire. And that's a 2-out walk, first base runner for the Giants.
Third baseman number 26, Matt Chapman.
Edgy, but didn't get the call.
Same conversation for the guy coming up here that we had about Devers. Got red hot, so did the team, but has fallen off, and so have they. That's Matt Chapman, who's 0 for his last 15.
There's enough games left for these Giants to climb into it and end up in the playoffs. This is significant games for them every single night.
Chapman on 1-0. Takes ball 2.
Magic number for the Dodgers as far as making the playoffs, and the playoffs only is just 2. So they can erase one of those with a win tonight.
And as we talked about, as that Phillies series went on and the 2 seeds started to get smaller and smaller in your rear view, really, once you clinch getting into the playoffs, you're splitting hairs trying to figure out which seed you want to be. Of course, you want to win the division and get the 3 seed, but you can make an argument with the bracket how it is right now. You don't necessarily want that because it would put you on the same side of the bracket as the Phillies, who I think are the team that you probably most want to avoid, as good as the Brewers have been. Back-to-back 2-out walks.
Only 6 of 17 strikes for Yamamoto as we take a look at the bracket right now, where the Dodgers lie, playing the Mets if it all ended today. And you'll even hear Dave Roberts in his post-game and pre-game quotes start talking about 13 wins in October, not 11.
And you can see there where the Padres are, which is where the Dodgers would be if the Padres were to win the division. That is as a road team at Wrigley Field. But again, the same 3-game coin flip that any series is going to be anywhere. 2 on, 2 out for the rookie Bryce Eldridge. Tall drink of water right here. 6'7", 20 years of age. Called up this week. Far from a finished product, but Dom Smith gets hurt. The Giants not messing around, needing every game that they can get, and so they go to the top hitting prospect they've had in years. He's 0 for his first 6. Drew a big walk yesterday during extra innings. Would not be here without the injury and without the late push from the Giants, but they're going to see what they have here a little earlier than they thought and give him a taste before he likely breaks camp with the team next year. Yamamoto's 0-2, taken low. So he's the youngest Giants position player in 46 or 44 years, back to 1981. Jeff Ransom, a catcher who played 25 games over 3 years. Damas at second, Chapman at first, a fly ball foul.
Well, the youngster's getting the kitchen sink. He's throwing the split, the curve ball, and tried to finish him right there with the high fastball. Did a nice job fouling that off after getting slowed down.
After a couple quick outs, Giants forcing Yamamoto to throw more than 20 pitches in this first inning. Another 1-2 is a splitter that's fouled off.
Dodgers been getting a lot of length from their starters. 6, 7 innings, 7 innings the majority of the time. If you can up the pitch count and just eliminate 1 inning from a Dodger starter, that's a leg up for the opponent. The most inconsistent part of the ball club right now is the bullpen. So the Dodger starters are the foundational piece now that makes it easier for the bullpen. But when the pitch counts at 23 in the first inning, you're hoping that all of a sudden you can get that under control in the next few innings.
Deuce is wild in the first. A 2-2 to Eldridge is lifted down the left field line. Conforto and Muncy watch this become a souvenir. So if you're the Giants, you forced Yamamoto to throw here essentially a quarter of his total for the night in the first inning. Even if you don't break through, damage done.
If you're going to knock a starter out or get him out of a game early, game one of a series is the key to you building that equity by getting to see their bullpen and make them work.
Eighth pitch is a curve to finish off Eldridge and get out of this inning unscathed. He issues 2 walks, but no damage to the bottom of the first. Shohei Ohtani, since putting on the Dodger uniform, has hammered the rival. 8 home runs in 22 games against the Giants in his 2 seasons with the Dodgers, including 2 against Logan Webb this year. Got him on Saturday night. It's a part of the park that not many guys go to the backside of that netting there. He's up there to lead things off with this lineup, brought to you by your Southern California helpful Honda dealers. Betts and Freeman follow. Muncy, Tasker Hernandez, Michael Conforto, his first start of the homestand. Pajes in center, Rojas at second, and Ben Rortvedt. And they're again doing the catching. Logan Webb gave up 6 runs on 10 hits to these Dodgers on Saturday. Had to do a double take looking at a line like that. It's actually the second start in a row against LA where he's been tagged for 6.
Yeah, the Dodgers have given him the hardest time this year. This guy is a workhorse and the ace of the Giants. He's led Major League Baseball in innings pitched in 23 and 24. He's right there in the National League, only 2/3 of an inning behind leading the league this year. But the Dodgers are the one that have taken his sensational season and really put a big blemish on it. When he has faced these guys, they have picked up on him and they have hit his 4-seamer. They've hit the sweeper, which is kind of a new toy for him. And they see him very well. He's got a big challenge in front of him already, including getting the pitch comm to work.
Yeah, not a fun way to start the game. You mentioned the sweeper, the new toy, and that's like he's found it in the corner and he's using it more. It's like, I'm going to play with that toy more. This month of September, it's his most used pitch. And the cutter, he doesn't throw that against anybody else. About 6 times a game against the rest of the league, 20 times a game against the Dodgers. Inside with his first pitch to Ohtani. He added that pitch last year thinking about Shohei Ohtani, thinking about Freddie Freeman, and having to face these Dodgers several times throughout the year. 1-1 on Ohtani. That was the sweeper.
And the Dodgers hitters, for some reason, they have a lot of comfort against Webb. See him very well. You don't see a lot of awkward swings. You don't see a lot of getting fooled.
Had those 10 hits against him on Saturday, and that really lit the fire on this offense. You can look at that as the turning point for much more team-oriented at-bats. It started a string there where they scored 23 runs the last 2 games in San Francisco. They kept the good offense going against the Phillies. 5+ runs all 3 games against some really good pitching.
The personality of this offense now, I know they've been hitting home runs lately and they've been scoring in multiple innings in a game, but for me, watching the fight that Dave Roberts talks about, they have become a very good and have been a very good 2-strike hitting club.
2-2 pitch, 2-strike pitch right here. Bottom of the zone for strike 3. Got the call on the sweeper to retire Ohtani.
It's borderline. It's well caught. Good illusion. It looks like it just barely clips the hollow of the knee. It's not the top of the kneecap. It's the soft part right below your knee, that hollow area.
Mookie Betts. Talk about these Dodgers hitting Logan Webb hard. How about Mookie Betts in his career? 381 against Webb with 2 home runs.
They've got 9 guys on the roster that are hit 300 or above against him. They've got 3 guys that are 500 or above.
I think 7 that have homered against him.
Yep. It's a nice little video game roster.
2-0. As Mookie tries to start a new on-base streak, he had his 21-gamer come to an end with an 0-for-4 yesterday.
Emotional day for this Dodger team with Kersh announcing his retirement. All those guys in the press room coming to support their teammate that they definitely love, and was one of the main parts of Clayton's speech, how important it was to see all the teammates there.
Well, it's a walk for bats. Yeah, they asked him, what are you most proud of? And he said, I don't know. I don't know. And then he paused and he said, give me a second, I actually can answer that. And he said, we all want nothing more than the respect of our teammates. So to look around and see these guys in here, that means the world. And of course, symbolic of what they've meant to him, what they think of him. Bats aboard, Freeman up. Freddie got the scoring started yesterday with a home run. Last 6 games, 10 hits racked up. 295 for the year. Ball and a strike. You want his numbers against Webb?
Yes.
350 with a home run, roughly.
No matter who walks up to the plate, pretty much 80–90% of them, you're going to have good numbers.
And if not, we just won't talk about it.
Exactly.
Is that sinker coming back in there? That is what Logan Webb is known for. Although that is the pitch the Dodgers have hit hardest. On a 1-2, Freeman pokes it foul, stays alive.
See that swing from Freddie, which is a protection swing, and it's, you know, last minute emergency swing, but you know, the last month or so it has been the power swing that Freddie has really displayed.
He's more than doubled his season home run total over the last month and a half. Last night was his 21st.
His power, Mookie's batting average and production. Shohei continues to do it. Muncy healthy.
Strikeout for Webb, his second.
Get Will Smith back. There's a chance this offense could help carry the pitching staff.
We're talking to Will today. That hand's still bugging him. Just doesn't want to come back too early and have it mess up all of October. So we're going to be really cautious about coming back, making sure that it's right. It's a high strike on Muncy.
The roster's starting to run it round into shape as far as like one side or the other could carry the other side if they're just solid. You know, you could get elite offense night that could carry solid pitching, or you could get elite pitching night that can carry just solid hitting. And that's a lot of fun to look at this roster now and think that's a possibility. There's a lot of the year we were hoping the offense was dominant because everybody in the pitching staff and the bullpen was struggling. It was an issue. And then there's been a portion of the season where it was like, we've got to have great pitching.
Muncy sends one down the left field line. It's got a chance towards the pole, but it's just foul.
Lost its velo and gained its curvature. Had enough distance.
Faded.
We've seen him drop one down there, down the left field line. About 2 rows in, about 6 seats in from the foul pole.
I remember talking to him afterwards and saying, Max, you know that's the farthest to left you've ever hit a home run. And he's like, well, yeah, I don't think you can hit it any farther to left. It was literally an inch from the pole. Another 0-2. Another foul ball. Max hit a home run in the first game of the Phillies series, his first one since coming off of the injured list, then was off the last 2 days. He's feeling a little fuzzy, he said yesterday. Lingering effects of getting hit in the head in a painful weekend in San Francisco. Hit in the arm on Friday, hit in the head on Saturday. Another 0-2 from Webb. Another foul from Muncy. Both offenses making these aces work. Both over 20 pitches in the first. Aces, but aces that each lineup is very familiar with.
We've seen him get Ohtani with the sweeper. We saw him work Freddie Freeman away with emergency swings. He's got Max out there. He's going to come in sooner or later.
It's a good take.
Yeah.
1-2. Grounded to second. Schmidt to first. All of us to the second. Welcome back to LA. If Yamamoto and the Dodgers get 7 strikeouts in this game, everybody gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink at LA Jack in the Box restaurants. A couple walks in the first inning, but Yamamoto pitched around him, put up a 0. Casey Schmidt leads off the second and takes the ball inside. Schmidt hit a grand slam against Yamamoto back in June. 3 for 29 against the Dodgers. 2 of those 3 hits, grannies. Gonna need a new bat.
For pitchers, when a guy hits a couple of grand slams off you, it's really hard to erase those memories, but it does make every at bat in the future personal. Definitely when you're going over your scouting report and you're thinking about it, you're watching your video, you are studying this one intensely.
With a new piece of lumber, Schmidt's back in there, ready for this 1-1 pitch from Yamamoto. Dances inside for ball 2. The Giants have been very patient so far in this game, swinging at just 10 of his first 28 pitches, so that's a little over 30%. They were almost 60% when they faced him last weekend. When we talk about facing a lineup again, you think about what's the pitcher's approach going to be, but you can alter your approach as a lineup too.
Yeah, you can, and usually a pitcher philosophy will be, I'm not changing until they force me to. Giants might be pushing him that way. Hitters are going to come more or less with the same talent a week later, 6 days later, but pitchers can come with different stuff, and I don't mean just pitch selection, just how they feel that day. Where's the velocity, where's the spin rate, how's the break on stuff, what's the feel. If you have a cold day, you got a warm day, humidity, no humidity, one ballpark from the next. So the hitters are usually the ones making the adjustment, especially when the pitcher had a good outing.
Another 2-2 from Yamamoto. It's a fastball that misses inside and the count goes full. Yeah, a lot of times you'll see the hitters talk to each other as they pass each other going back into the dugout, and so oftentimes that's what's being said. He's got good stuff today, or that fastball's live today. 3-2. Broke his bat. Man, he might not have any left by the time the night's over. Muncy to get Schmidt.
First game of the series. They might be calling back to San Francisco to get some send here. They travel with about a good dozen, some hitters 2 dozen. No charge for extra baggage in the team planes.
Jung-Hoo Lee with 1 gone here in the second. Lee trying to snap an 0 for 17. He's looking for his first hit since last week Tuesday. Caught the corner there, 1-1. Lee is, of course, from South Korea, but was actually born in Japan. His dad was playing over there. Korean baseball legend, his father. Knuckling line drive, caught at second by Miguel Rojas.
Catcher number 14, Patrick Bailey.
See if Yamamoto can start this count off a little bit better. Only 2 for 7 with first pitch strikes.
Patrick Bailey, the hero of the Giants' win last weekend with his walk-off grand slam. Hitting .300 in this month of September. He's got 6 home runs on the year. 4 of those 6 home runs have come this month. And so a lot of the guys in the lineup are headed the other way. He's started to swing a hotter bat. Ball and a strike. Here is that grand slam against Scott. And he knew it. pulled the Giants to within a half game of a playoff spot. It was their 13th win out of their last 17 games, but lost 4 in a row after that. Patient approach continues. Ball 2.
And it's not like the spray pattern is that far off. A lot of these pitches should be getting chased, but they've been very disciplined.
And there with a curve. And now a 2-2. Another curve that smacked to the left side. They had him shifted around to pull, and so what normally would have been right at the shortstop found a hole.
Curveball for a strike, and then the curveball that is altitude right there. So he's slowed down, but the off speed on the second curveball is not going to get you, especially that height. Yeah, there it is. The old traditional shortstop, but the data had Mookie in a different place.
First hit of the game for either side. Keeps the inning going for the 9-hitter Drew Gilbert. Ball 1 on a curve. 24 years old, Drew Gilbert. He was in the Mets organization as recently as July. Got him at the deadline in the Rogers deal. And he was in the major leagues with the Giants a week later. He's been awesome defensively. Still trying to get the bat going. That's a pretty good deadline deal, though. You're a seller. You send a reliever to a team. You get back 3 players, a major league reliever and a position player who's in there trying to impact your race a week later. But Buster Posey, very aggressive in his first year running baseball operations. No bigger trade this summer than the Devers deal. Three and 1.
Around the Giants, even when they were struggling, management, the front office, the announcers, the team, they were still very much with Buster and understanding the culture he was trying to create. And all of a sudden they started to produce.
Yamamoto's 3-1 is a fastball that catches the inside corner.
A lot of borderline pitches so far from both starters. Some end up balls, some end up strikes, some end up look like the right call, some look like the wrong call.
Some get pulled back over the middle there by Benny Biceps. Giants trying to string something together with 2 outs. They had the back-to-back 2-out walks in the first inning, stranded a pair. 2-out single here from Bailey, and now Gilbert pops it up. Muncy is there. No score. Middle 2. Teoscar Hernandez will start the second for the Dodgers. He went 2 for 2 against Logan Webb last Saturday. That started a stretch for him where he went 7 for 11 and got out of what has been a long slump.
Another piece. When you get Muncy back, you get Will Smith back, you have Mookie hitting well, you have Freddie hitting for power. This is another piece that makes this offense elite when he goes.
Over his last 8 games, hitting .343, 6 extra base hits. The strikeouts have been down. And he leads off this second against Webb, whose first pitch is outside ball 1.
The comfort in the box, the posture staying the same when he starts his swing, the ability to keep the bat on the plane of the baseball. There's a lot of things going well for him, where he just looks compact, foundational. He's just getting more and more hitterish, where you worry about, as a pitcher, I don't see a hole. If he doesn't chase, I don't see a hole.
2 up. When you say foundational, that makes me think, talking to him about it, he said it all has to do with his legs feel good again, and he feels like he's getting those engaged in his swing again.
Yep. If the lower half is doing something correct, everything correct, then the upper half potential and ability can react to that. But if the lower half is not doing something well, all of a sudden you're using your ability to make up for that bad movement of the lower half with your ability in the upper half. But full potential comes from the very first movement from the foundation of the lower half, and then the upper half responding to that and reaching your full potential with balance and power.
3-2.
It's the same thing in pitching. Why is Clayton doing so well at his age with less stuff? Well, he can repeat his delivery, and then you can repeat where the ball goes.
Hernandez leading off the second, stroking one that ricochets off Webb right to Adames. 1-6-3. Looked like a game of pinball there.
When the ball falls in front of you, it hits you solid. When it gets deflected and keeps its velocity, there's a little bit more of a deflection there. And checking to see if it was actually bone or is this off of the shoe. Ooh, that looks like some ankle.
106 off of the bat. Webb smiling though.
They talk a lot about how competitive he is over there.
Competitive, but also a great leader and a good personality. They say that he smiles a lot, you know, when he's not on the mound with that killer face on. One of the faces of the Giants from a pitching perspective, the guy in his 7th year. Home to an old teammate of his in Conforto, who was one of his best friends. Michael was on the team. Webb has turned into one of the top pitchers in the National League. First couple of years, though, he had an ERA above 5, and he said he doubted that he could ever be anything more than just an average major league pitcher. But started to lean into what made him good. He started to throw the sinker more. Ground ball to second. Schmidt's there. He started to rely on that. Soft contact, ground balls, and leaning into being a workhorse and getting deep into games. You talk about how many times he's led the league in innings pitched. And then mentally, he said he just tried to let go. He's a guy that likes to have a good time, likes to be lighthearted, but he was being so serious, he said, and couldn't get out of his own way until he made a conscious decision. And look, it's easy to say now that it's as simple as just flipping that switch, but it was all those things put together. And now 3 consecutive years getting Cy Young votes, and as reliable of a thing as there is in pitching these days in the majors, outside with his first one to Pages. Had missed a start in 4 years.
He's got one of the best arm angles to stay healthy, because it's below that high 3/4, and he doesn't put as much pressure on his shoulder and his elbow to get up and on top of the ball. He usually throws the back of the ball or the side of the ball.
It's ahead of Pages 1-2. That's that cutter that he saves especially for the Dodgers.
And from that arm angle to throw the sweeper, to throw the cutter, to throw what you would normally think you have to get on top of the baseball or to the front of the baseball, he has to have very good hand discipline and hand strength. Because at the end of that arm whip, that pressure builds a lot and wants your hand to kind of fall out sideways. But he has to have really good discipline and strength with his hand from that arm angle to create the spin, to create those other pitches.
How much of that is natural? How much of that is rice buckets and tennis balls?
That is, and it's actually a conscious thought at the beginning when you're trying to train it.
2-2.
It's a strong thumb, which is like 80% of your hand strength. And then actually, you know, a lot of big league pitchers will get their hands massaged, not just their elbows and their shoulders and their backs, but make sure that there's no tight muscles in their hands so they can have full strength there.
Is that a manicure?
No, that would be that's just for the nails. That's more the knuckleball guys. They do their own stuff.
My wife told me they massage your hand.
Oh, they do.
Too.
They do. Yeah. Take care of your hands. They'll take care of you.
That's what they say. Andy Pages trying to keep his hot stretch going. He's got 8 hits over the last 4 games. 8th pitch of this at-bat coming here. There'll be a 9th. Singled, walked yesterday. He also generated a run with his aggressiveness on the bases. Sometimes that aggressiveness has gotten him in trouble, but it's also gotten him a huge jump in stolen bases from 2 as a rookie to 14 this year. And that led directly to a run yesterday. Another 3-2, and this time Webb gets him swinging. So 1-2-3 second for Webb, no score to the 3rd. World champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr. is the only place to get the Western Bacon Cheeseburger, but have you tangoed with the spicy Western Bacon Cheeseburger? May 25th, 2008, Clayton Kershaw's major league debut against the St. Louis Cardinals. 7 Ks over 6 innings. Elliot Ramos, first pitch of the 3rd, rounds out to Miguel Rojas. And of course, he was a top prospect, but that means nothing until you get here and do it. So he makes his debut 2008, and as highly touted as he was, you never know how long it's going to go. But from 2008 to 2025. One organization, 18 years, one team. September 19th to be his last start at Dodger Stadium in the regular season. Ball 1 on Devers. And how emotional is it going to be in here tomorrow night for that?
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I would encourage the Dodger fans to give him an ovation every time he walks off the mound. Not like it's his last inning, but like every inning is an inning of appreciation. Kershaw Appreciation Day.
Flail and a miss there, 1-2. I asked him today, is there any chance that you're going to be able to treat it like another start? Because he's better at that than anybody. He said, probably not. He said, at least the game matters, and I can get caught up in that once the game gets going. But even Clayton, who is the best in the world at putting the blinders on, acknowledged that tomorrow's going to be different. Tomorrow's going to be special.
Yeah, I'm glad it's special in its regular season. It would be hard if it was special, and it still could be in the playoffs at home, where it's really special too. And then you really got to put the blinders on.
Going to need to ruin the spacing there between the 20 and the 24. Whew.
That's an interesting strike zone tonight. It's only been on the borderline. There really hasn't been any like, oh, this is for sure. Maybe this is the most for sure one that should have been a strike.
2-2 to Devers. Got him this time. The ball doesn't lie in this at bat. Yamamoto's got his 2nd K.
Number 2, Willie Adames.
Yamamoto has built up so much respect now around the league. They have a lot of anxiety facing him, and they have no idea what's coming.
Strike on Adames.
Sorry, Johnny. He's one of those guys that's it's like, you know, you step into the box and you're still kind of lost. You better zero in on what half of the plate you're looking for or what height you're looking for.
Chopper to 3rd. 1-2-3 in the 3rd.
For the 2nd consecutive year, Mookie Betts has been nominated for the 2025 Roberto Clemente Award presented by Capital One for the work he's done in the community through his 50/50 Foundation. So fans can now vote to recognize who best represents the game through positive contributions on and off the field. Vote today at MLB.com/Clemente Award.
All right, Kirsten, as Miguel Rojas tries to get the 3rd inning started for the Dodgers against Logan Webb, in there with a sinker and a strike. Rojas with a single and a run scored yesterday, above 300 over the last month. Bottom of the order for the Dodgers against the Phillies was awesome. 6 through 9 hit above 300 as a group. They had 4 home runs. They scored 9. They drove in 9. Outside. 14 wins this year for Logan Webb, second in the National League. He's also second in strikeouts, and that is a big deal for him because he's always been around league average when it comes to getting strikeouts, but he's had the biggest jump in the majors in strikeout rate this year and maintained the high ground ball rate. So you still have all the soft contact usually, but he's also evolved into a guy that can miss bats. In right field, Gilbert puts it away, and Rojas is the first out of the third. So the overall numbers have been better at times. The ERA's been lower. But I think this is the version that if you had to pick one version in the different iterations of Webb throughout his career, this is getting pretty close to his ideal.
When you have an idea that you can strike somebody out, that is key. With a man on second, no out, man on third, 1 out or less than 2 outs. But yeah, eliminating 90 feet on top of weak contact is a really good tool.
Yes, with his first pitch to Ben Rortvedt. It's another start at catcher. Even with rushing active the last 2 days, Rortvedt has started him. Ground ball, base hit to right field. Ben Rortvedt continues to do it for his new team. Down to a knee to do it this time. Vlad.
We've been watching him change his posture to make some contact. And you talked about the lower half of Teoscar Hernandez. His lower half is working very well.
Back to the top in Ohtani. Shohei was homered in back-to-back games. 51 total, 3 shy of his own franchise record. What do you think? 10 games left.
I like it. I hope he doesn't change his posture, his stance, his approach, because he has been a very good 2-strike hitter also with the power of late.
Grounds this one to second. Schmidt will gun it to second long, and Adames to first to double play. No score after 3.
The first 40,000 fans on Saturday will take home a Kershaw 3000 strikeout bobblehead presented by Archer Meat Snacks. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions. I was getting hungry reading that one.
Yeah. Yamamoto about 24 pitches per inning. The first 2 just 9 in a 1-2-3 third. Inside to Matt Chapman. Walked his first time. Giants threatened in the first inning with a pair of 2-out walks, but did not score. Holy cow.
Yeah, that'll hurt, especially when you're struggling yourself to get the swing and miss, to keep the pitch count down, and all of a sudden you're just not getting that zone. And his 4-seam fastball at that level is a foundational pitch.
Biggest difference from year 1 to year 2. 266 as a rookie against that fastball, 189 this year, with the second lowest slugging against of any fastball in the majors. And we talk all about the wide mix and how you don't know what's coming, but it goes back to that 4-seam. It's been so good this year.
Anybody who throws a splitter like he does, and as often as he does, the hitters are thinking when it's high, let it fly. When it's low, let it go. Well, if they let it fly when it's high and it's that 4-seamer, he's been beating it with it. And he gets a lot of blink through called strikes on 4-seamers up where they think all of a sudden, oh, that can't be one I want.
Walks Chapman for the second time, leadoff man aboard, and we get a word from Kia.
The Kia K4 and K5.
So 3 walks already for Yamamoto. He walked 3 total his last 3 games. Fastball gets the call there at the bottom of the zone on Bryce Eldridge. He's saying, look, man, I'm 6'7". Those are my ankles. Splitter. 0-2.
From the minor leagues to the big leagues and then face somebody like Yamamoto is a big jump. I think most of the guys in the minor leagues that you face are not even close to being big leaguers or right on the edge. And then you face one of the best elite big leaguers.
And goes down on strikes. 3 consecutive splitters to finish him off.
Probably the most experiential part about the growth of becoming a big leaguer from a minor leaguer is seeing big league pitching as a hitter.
3rd K, 4 more for Jumbo Jacks. 1-on-1 out here in the 4th inning, and Casey Schmidt comes up. Yamamoto 7-2 with a 3 ERA as a rookie. Good. 11-8 with a 2.61 here in year 2. That's the 3rd best ERA in the National League, and it's the 3rd best ERA for a Japanese-born pitcher in the majors ever. Ohtani had a 2.33 in 2022 at the Angels. Nomo as a rookie had a 2.54, and then it's Yamamoto 2.61. His 1-1 to Schmidt.
Good stuff, sharp stuff, and you can just see that the Giants are not biting when he starts on a corner, ends up a ball. Needs to start a little bit more in the middle of the plate, end up on the corner. They are forcing him to do that.
Two balls and a strike on Schmidt. There goes Chapman from first. Throw from Rortvedt is right there. Tag down, he's out. Ben Rortvedt putting his stamp all over this game and continuing to make an impression on his new team.
Well done behind the plate. Well done out there at second for Miggy on the tag. Strong throw, 1 bounce, get it in the leather, put it down, and he is out. Tag on the shoulder before the hand gets to the bag.
They asked Dave Roberts what kind of impression he's made on him, and Dave used the words over the moon about the way Ben Rortvedt has played since coming here. Under the radar deal on deadline day. Bases wiped clean. 2 out as the 3-1 comes home from Yamamoto to Schmidt. Fastball 98 speeds by him. Fastest one of the night. And a good sign for Yamamoto as he gets deep into his 2nd season. Way more innings than last year, but fastball that's been 94, 95 for a lot of the years, been 96 to 98 lately. Here's his payoff. Misses with it. Yeah, and it's his 4th walk.
Nice to see the swing and miss on the fastball. Most of them tonight have been on the splitter. You start to get a combination of pitches that they respect in the strike zone. That would be a good thing. 71 pitches, probably about, what, 29 more? Need to get a few more outs to help that bullpen and their workload.
Extended Lee's hitless drought to 0 for 18 with the line drive to second. Back in the 2nd. Couple guys that debuted last year. Yamamoto had the break midseason because of the injury. Lee had his season come to an end when he crashed into a wall and dislocated his shoulder a month in. And so it's almost like he's had to have 2 rookie seasons. Starting from scratch again in year 2 of his 6-year contract. Wave and a miss at a looping curve, and it's 0-2. Schmidt, the runner at first. 2 gone in the 4th. The 1-2 pitch. Got him. Splitter fell off of the table for strike 3. 4th strikeout of the game. Got some help in this inning from Ben Rortvedt, who got some love from his skipper.
The first 40,000 fans in attendance, that's tomorrow, will take home a special one of my partners, Joe Davis bobblehead presented by 76. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions to get that one. I like it. That is well done. Something to be proud of, big guy.
Thank you, man. Mookie Betts starts the bottom of the 4th and takes a ball from Logan Webb. I tell you what, this lack of run support for Yamamoto is getting ridiculous. Already the last 2 starts became the first pitcher in baseball history to have back-to-back games where he goes 7 innings and gives up 1 hit and doesn't get a win. And now here he is through 4 scoreless innings of his own, but no runs of support for him.
Yeah, talk about having to put blinders on, right? You get a little frustrating, but he is still concentrating on just getting outs.
He's good at that. You can tell just watching him go about his business. I think you could really tell in the postseason last year that's a strength of his, being able to put those blinders on and not let stuff outside of his control affect him. Betts down swinging. Webb with his 4th.
We haven't said much of this right here. Mookie chasing a little bit, not reading the pitch soon enough to halt the swing.
Freeman, who struck out his first time. Now, last year, Dylan Cease became the first guy in Major League history to have 3 straight starts where he allowed 1 hit or fewer and went at least 6. Yamamoto has given up just the 1 hit through 4. For the Dodger offense can keep him from joining that list of hard luck.
He's had quite a few nights where he said, well, you know, I know I didn't get any runs, but we'll get a lot tomorrow. Let's get him a couple, but yeah, let's get a lot tomorrow for Kirsch.
I believe he and Will Ayrton are reading Marcus Aurelius's Meditations there. Control what you can control. The 1-2 from Webb. Freeman goes up to get it, sends it in the air to the left field corner for Ramos. And number 2. Up comes Muncy.
Number 13, Max Muncy.
We know Max has been dealing with those injuries. How's his swing? He says he's still kind of fighting a mental block from that oblique injury, trying to cut it loose. Said you tell yourself to trust it, tell yourself to cut it loose, but the body just tends to protect injuries like that.
Rehab is really more mental than physical. Parts of it are boring, and when you finally get back and you're unbored, it's subconscious. You've got to consciously get rid of what the body wants to do.
Chapman races over to catch it, and on to the 5th we go in a scoreless game. World champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. No runs on 1 hit on both sides. Logan Webb and Yoshinobu Yamamoto on to the 5th in a pitcher's duel. Patrick Bailey leads off against Yamamoto. It's the lone hit of the game for the Giants. Smacked a single through the left side in the 2nd. Yamamoto gets strike 1, which has been tougher for him tonight than it usually is.
He's got the splitter working now. He started out 2 for 8 as far as strikes with the splitter, but the last 8, 7 for 8 for strikes.
A splitter of his as he's gone crazy these last 3 games. Opponents are 1 for 21 against. 3 consecutive 10 strikeout performances. Here he comes with an 0-2. Ball 1.
The ace announces his retirement, and the 2 aces, the Giants and the Dodgers, are going at it, doing their thing.
There is the splitter. It'll stay foul. Dave Roberts is talking about the 3 components of the team today: rotation, offense, bullpen. Said the rotation is the best that he's had in his decade here as the manager. He said the offense, he thinks, is in as good of a place as it's been maybe since June, this last week or so. And then there's the bullpen, trying to build off of what they did last night. A couple uneventful innings with Vesia and Scott. And with this rotation, something. 1.71 ERA the last 11 games coming in tonight. And now 4 more zeros put up there by tonight's starter. 8-9-1 for the Giants in this 5th. A 2-2 to Patrick Bailey. Is a fastball, and like a house by the side of the road, he takes it. Strike 3.
Yep, the blink through fastball, because they are so wary of the splitter. It maintains its altitude and locks you up.
Not a fun staff to come face if you're a struggling offense, and the Giants are that. They've scored in 1 of their last 21 innings. Just that 11th inning yesterday. Wicked rip and a miss from Drew Gilbert. 9-hitter swinging like he's cleanup man, trying to hit it a mile.
92-mile-an-hour splitter that he tried to catch up to. Now, you talked about Yamamoto's fastball velocity being up. His splitter velocity is up.
Punch to third. Gilbert not even run out of the box. He's asking for catcher's interference. And did he give it to him?
Nothing yet.
I don't think there was.
I don't think there was either.
It's a bad look. Just plead your case, but if there's any chance that it wasn't, get down there.
I don't see a thing.
All right, so got to pretty much take afternoon fielding practice there for Max Muncy. 2 up and 2 down in the 5th inning. Back to the top, and Elliot Ramos took a little bit low, 1-0. Ramos 0 for 2 today. Below 100 his last 11 games. '97 with life.
And he is behind that baseball. You know, he's not falling off to first. He is leveraging that ball through the catcher.
That was the sinker. It breaks one out of the other direction.
This is an impressive stretch that he is on. Peaking at the right time.
This time last year, he was just trying to prove that he was good enough to start a postseason game. He's pretty much all they had, along with Jack Flaherty. Different story in year 2 for him and for this entire starting staff. His 3-2 to Ramos. Backs up for ball 4. That's the 5th walk.
It has been odd for him to be walking this many guys with as good a stuff as it's been, but it also has been a little bit of the equation with the Giants being so disciplined tonight, not wanting to swing the bat against his great stuff.
Ramos at first, 2 out. Devers. Devers 0 for 2. Dodgers have done a good job on Rafael Devers since he came over from Boston. He's 1 for 21 against LA. On this 1-0, he fouls it into the glove. Ball and a strike.
When you've got such outstanding off-speed stuff in the splitter, you get away with that fastball right down the middle. If you don't have 5 pitches in control of all 5, you don't get away with that fastball there.
Conservative lead at first for Ramos as the pitch comes home and Devers fouls it off. Again, it's over the heart of the plate.
When you're in between on a fastball, a lot of times it is just a foul ball. You can see more often than not when it's an off-speed pitch that puts a hitter in between. But the fastball is more of just a foul ball, and they're like, oh, I shouldn't have missed it.
Two balls and 2 strikes on Devers. Ramos at first after the 2-out walk. The pitch. Got him to chase the splitter for strike 3. He's pitched around the 5 walks. Put up 5 more zeros. Halfway home, 0-0. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Shakey's Pizza Parlor, serving up handcrafted pizza, crispy fried chicken, and famous Mojo potatoes for 70 years. Who blinks first? Logan Webb against Yamamoto. No score to the bottom of the 5th. Just 1 hit apiece. A strike on Tasker Hernandez. Hit it hard his first time, 106, but it ricocheted off Webb directly to the shortstop Adames. And he threw Tasker out. Now the only difference between the 2 pitchers, the pitch count. Webb has been much more efficient at just 61 pitches. Yamamoto's thrown 94. And it's going to be interesting to see if he heads out there for the 6th inning. Season high is 112.
Between the strike zone that he struggled with a little bit and hitting himself, or maybe getting a call from the umpire, but also the Giants are just not chasing. He's thrown 51 pitches out of the strike zone, Yamamoto has. They've only chased 11. Normally Yamamoto gets close to a 50% chase rate.
The 1-2 to Tasker. Big bounce left side. Chapman throws on the move and gets him. Matt Chapman, one of the best defenders in baseball, gets Hernandez for the first out of the 5th.
Thought the game was going to even itself out. Teoscar hit a ball really hard and ended up with the ground out, a 1-6-3. This one a chopper. Thought maybe he'd beat it out, but he didn't.
Well, the 3 left-handed starters that the Phillies ran out there, Michael Conforto just had a couple of at-bats off of the bench, but in the lineup today and hitting above 300 in his last 16 games. It looked like he was hanging by a thread with the Dodgers going into the deadline, but here he is last few weeks, seemingly solidifying his place at least in a platoon going into October. .11 home runs this season. One of those came against Webb.
He's hit the ball a lot harder than his batting average will show, and it's nice to see where he can hit it where they can't field it.
Broken bat, flaring to center field. Adames goes out, and an easy one for the Giant shortstop. There's one more than the minimum brought to the plate by the Dodgers in this game. Walk in the first inning, single in the 3rd, but quickly erased with a double play. One of their hottest hitters coming to the plate here, Andy Pages. Bouncing ball to short. Adames on kind of a funky hop there. Wide throw, but the tag is there from Devers. 0-0 game, 5 innings in the books. Dodgers taking a look here to make sure the Devers did get this tag on him. Danny Lehman says, play on. Performance Spotlight brought to you by Nissan. Yamamoto putting together an historically good stretch here. His last 3 starts, 20 2/3, 3 hits.
Well, tonight, they're not getting any runs off him. They're not even putting anybody in scoring position. Just one has been there.
We mentioned Dylan Cease's stretch last year of 3 consecutive dominant starts. That is the only time in the last 125 years that a guy has made 3 consecutive starts of 6+ innings, 0 or 1 run, and only 1 hit. And that's what Yamamoto's looking at here as he starts the 6th inning. We'll see with the pitch count being where it is if he can finish 6. As he faces the heart of the order here, Adames, Chapman, and Bryce Eldridge. His 2-0 is outside ball 3. Jack Dreyer has started to loosen. As he saw last night, Dave Roberts willing to get all he can out of his starters. Blake Snell fighting to stay in the game and go 7. Take as much load as they can off of the pen.
What Blake did in talking himself to stay in the game really sends a great vibe through the clubhouse, a great vibe and motivational factor for the other starters and the guys in the bullpen. It's that example, a living, breathing example of leadership. It can look like a little insubordination, but the managers and the pitching coach, they love to see that fire and that pushback.
Speaking of fire, how about 99th pitch of the night, 98 miles per hour from Yamamoto. Got the call, a couple inches off of the inside corner. And comes home with a payoff pitch. Six Ks, not quite as overwhelming with the strikeout stuff after the 3 consecutive 10K games.
The splitter has been the pitch, and especially gets the swing and miss when he starts it on the plate. The one on the corner to lefties and then wide, they haven't been offering at.
That said, it's a 6th walk, career high. First Dodger to walk 6 batters in a game since April of last year.
Well, Dave Roberts is not even moving from his perch. So you know the leash is a little bit longer. It wasn't like send him out there and if he has a clean inning we'll leave him out there, but if he doesn't, I'm going to pull him. He's letting him pitch.
Chapman, who's walked both times himself. This is part of the order right here. Adames and Chapman 5 times up there, have walked in 4 of them. And for Yamamoto, that's got to be really frustrating against Chapman in particular, because Chapman hadn't done a thing against him. 0 for 8 with 5 strikeouts head to head. Traffic in all but the 3rd that he's been able to pitch around. There's 0-1. It's by him. Strike 2.
Well, we know he can be a strikeout machine. We also know he can be a ground ball machine. It'd be nice to get 2 outs with 1 pitch.
Little high.
If we go splitter, get ready left side of the infield, Max and Mookie.
Went curve. Another 1-2 pitch after a toss over there to first. This is something Yamamoto, partway through his career in Japan, spent an entire offseason working on getting better at, controlling the running game, being faster to home, improving his moves. Thomas taking a good lead here. He runs. Throw from Rortvedt is under the glove of Rojas. Is going to be close if he caught it.
Rortvedt didn't go with the full stride. He knew he had a good jump over there, and the only way to get him is from his knees, and that's where this throw is, from the knees. And Miggy trying to hold it right where the slide's going to be, not really trying to pick it and move the glove away from that area. You can see he didn't move to the ball. He kind of left it where he had an opportunity. Fortunately, he didn't move up to third.
Runner in scoring position here, nobody out. And a pop fly foul. First runner in scoring position for the Giants since the first inning of this game when he issued the back-to-back walks to this part of the order. Dodgers haven't had one yet. Another 2-2 from Yamamoto to Chapman. Struck him out with a hammer of a curveball. That'll be it for Yamamoto. 108 pitches, 4 shy of his major league high. And it's a career high 6 walks, but to this point, no blemishes. Found a way tonight, put up zeros, and the bullpen will try and keep it right there. On a night where he lacked his normal command, Yamamoto is still able to get 7 Ks, and with that, everybody gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink at LA area restaurants. 5 1/3, just 1 hit, 7 Ks, career high 6 walks, and it's going to be up to the bullpen to keep the line right there. Runner at second, 1 away. The hitter's Bryce Eldridge, and Jack Dreyer's on to face him.
Jack Dreyer, one of the best out of the Dodger bullpen. The youngster has proven that youth has not a problem with him being effective. Got nicked up a little bit lately, but he's back on track, and a guy they really have a lot of confidence in.
Nice pitch right there, evens the count 1-1. Trying to build off of a uneventful night for the pen last night. He had Vesey in the 8th, Scott in the 9th, just 1 base runner between the 2. The 1-1 pitch is in the dirt for ball 2. Leadoff walk for Adames, and then a steal of second. And Bryce Eldridge looking for his first major league hit. Happy to have Yamamoto out. He struck out both times against him. On a 2-1 from Dreyer, Eldridge swings and misses. 2-2. Look, he made up his mind early there.
Yeah, I think anything straight he was going to offer at right there. Also on the inner half, so if it ends up a breaking ball, he still feels like he's going to be able to reach it.
Dreyer's 2-2. Line drive right field, right at Tasker Hernandez. 2 out. Been a couple of those in the first week in the majors for Bryce Eldridge. Hits it hard, but nothing to show for it. And 2 away in the 6th.
You might gain a little confidence, but you don't get the hit and the RBI.
Schmidt has one of those 6 walks. Giants looking for a big hit, needing every win they can get. 2.5 games out of the last playoff spot, 10 games left.
I love the tension that these late in the season games that are consequential for both teams brings. Hanging on every pitch, hanging on every at bat. Managers using everything they got. That's the thing about the playoffs and talking about getting the Dodger bullpen in order. You can't play the hot hands during the regular season the whole time, because you're going to end up with guys with too many appearances. You're going to burn them out. They're going to end up tired. They're going to end up hurt. But you get to near the finish line, all of a sudden, if you get 3, maybe 4 hot hands out of the pen, you can ride them. You can ride them. You don't need the whole pen to get it done. It becomes a who's hot, who's not kind of bullpen.
Dreyer's 2-1 to Schmidt. Lays off ball 3. Lee waits on deck. Scoreless game in the 6th. The 3-1 pitch to the top of the zone. Strike 2. Payoff. Got him with a fastball. Jack Dreyer strands the runner at second, preserves the scoreless line for Yamamoto, keeps this a 0-0 game.
With the news of Clayton Kershaw announcing his retirement this afternoon, a lot of guys, including Jack Dreyer, reminisced on just special moments that they've had. And for him being a left-handed pitcher, he said he always looked up to Clayton Kershaw. Even back in 2016, he actually created a collage in which he put a side-by-side photo of him on the mound and Clayton Kershaw on the mound, just so that he could compare the mechanics. He had shared that at that point, Clayton Kershaw was already 10 years into his career, so now having the opportunity just to be his teammate is so special. And he added, with tomorrow being Clayton Kershaw's final game of the regular season here at Dodger Stadium, it would be an honor to him and it would mean the world to have the chance to potentially close it out for him, guys.
Well, great stuff, Kirsten. No score here in the last of the 6th. Logan Webb, 5 scoreless innings for the Giants. And a night where an ace announces retirement. Aces have dueled.
The 15 outs. 4 with strikeouts, 4 in the air, and then the ground balls. He's getting a lot of those outs with grounders. And Webb's sinker has been working.
Rojas on 1-1. Strokes one up the middle, base hit center field. It was on the ground, but it was hit hard and it's through.
Now, the last start against the Dodgers were 3 for 3 on the sinker with a home run. Tonight they are 0 for 5. This looks like an up cutter. It was an up sweeper. Wasn't real good. That's why it looked like a cutter.
Either way, got turned around into center field. Here's Rortvedt on the grass at third. Chapman respecting the chance that this could be a bunt, which we've seen Ben do several times already. They look pretty hitterish right there.
Well, you come over to the new organization, you're not known for hitting very well, and you get the bunt signal a lot. And then you start hitting the way he has in a Dodger uniform, and you take that off and put it back on.
190 for his career. 313 with the Dodgers in 13 games.
Got a man on first and a little bigger hole over there on the right side.
Rortvedt hadn't had a sacrifice since he was a rookie with the Twins in 2021 before coming to the Dodgers, and he's got 2 of them in his first 13 games with the team. Squares, bunts it towards third. Chapman will go to second. They get the lead man.
Chapman he plays third base immaculately, but it also plays it with a lot of confidence, because this is not a play you have an awful lot, even if you're a third baseman that's over there every day, to understand how quick your arm is, how close the runner is to second base, and that you can still beat him with this throw. He takes a little bit of inventory, but then off of his back foot, the strong arm, accurate throw records the out.
So runner at first for Ohtani. 0 for 2 today. Hits a drive deep to right, over his head and off the base of the wall. Rortvedt stopped at third. A blur of a double from Shohei Ohtani, and the Dodgers in business for the first time tonight.
Shohei doesn't wait around. He hits this sweeper, and he's got some topspin on it. That's the only reason it doesn't leave the yard. It's got plenty of velocity, but like a strong topspin lob. It wasn't a lob, it was a bullet.
107 off of Ohtani's bat. Dodgers had 1 hit over the first 5 innings of this game. They've got 2. First 3 hitters here in the 6th. And now Mookie Betts. Runners at second and third. First runners in scoring position for the Dodgers tonight. Infield pulled in for the desperate Giants. Ball 1 on Betts, who again invites these situations. After a summer of searching for a swing that felt right. Rortvedt at third, Ohtani at second. Mookie ahead 2-0. On a 2-0 pitch, Betts bounces one left side. Adames coming home. Play at the plate. He dropped the ball. Rortvedt's in to score the game's first.
Strong throw from Adames. But it is on the wrong side of the plate. It's over in the left-hand batter's box. And now Bailey has to reach across, then backhand it, and then bring the tag in. Maybe squeezes it a little earlier, or maybe he gets it a clank off the edge of the catcher's glove. Yeah, it hits squarely, and he just doesn't get it to stick. They're in plenty of time. But it is out before the tag gets applied.
Well, the defense for the Giants has not been good. The shining star of the defense has been the catcher in Bailey, with his arm and with his framing, but unable to squeeze that one, and the game's first run scores. And Rushing, who has ceded some playing time, you figure, these last couple days to Rortvedt, is the first guy over there to greet him and congratulate him on making his way home. Dodgers looking for more. Freddie Freeman's the hitter. Ohtani stayed put at second there. Freeman fouls it off. Should probably be at third.
It's an interesting call because the ball hit in front of you, sometimes you freeze, but you want him to occupy the fielder's attention so that the run scores and you get the 1-0 lead no matter what without a play at the plate. And so he has just hung out the drive. But as soon as the shortstop shows the arm cocked and he's going home, yeah, you get over there to third. You don't be retreating back to second.
Official scoring, by the way, is fielder's choice with an E2, so no RBI for Betts. He doesn't mind one bit. Dodgers have the go-ahead run. 1-0, bottom of the 6th. Freeman grounds one up the middle and through. Base hit center field. Ohtani will score anyways. Throw to third, not close to in time. RBI single, Freddie Freeman. 2-0 LA.
Both starting pitchers ground ball machines, but the Dodgers have some hard hit ground balls that have found the hole, the middle of the field. Miguel found it on the other side. Freddie finds it on the right side. Shohei scores from second easily, and Mookie with landing gear at third gets over there.
One hit the first 5 innings, 3 in the 6th. First and third, one gone from Muncy. .429 with runners in scoring position since mid-May. Betts at third, Freeman at first. 0-1 from Webb. Sweeps inside for a ball. We're talking about Max's swing not feeling right, his body not feeling right. Thing is, his superpower has always been his eye, and it's been his approach at the plate. And no matter how your swing feels, no matter how your body feels, you can use that. You look at the championship series last year, his swing didn't feel totally right. His body was not feeling great, but he set a record. He reached base 17 times because of that eye. Behind Webb here, 1 and 2. Stays alive.
When you keep your eye when the pressure's on, that's when it is a superpower. Because sometimes the anxiety of the moment, the spotlight will change disciplined hitters into somebody who's more of a free swinger or start chasing.
Another 1-2 from Webb. Muncy off balance, pops it up. Shallow left field. Ramos is on. The call, the catch. Two outs and Tasker.
Right fielder, Hernandez.
Talk about all the ground balls that Webb has induced. Hernandez 0 for 2 has hit it on the ground twice. At the corners, 2 away. First one from Webb. Like that one back.
This is the tack-on runs that can really hurt the Giants, especially with 2 outs.
Betts at first. Or Betts at third. Freeman at first. At the knees, 0-2. We saw the insurance runs in the bottom of the 8th last night. Wound up not needing them, but something about the different tone that it created in the 9th inning for a reliever trying to regain his confidence. Smack to the left side. Diving stop Adames. Springs to his feet and throws him out. Willie Adames with as impressive a play as you'll ever see.
It's a beautiful game. Sometimes no matter what uniform they're wearing, and Adames really shows his ability right here and saves the Giants a run.
World champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, celebrating 20 years of good times. Dodgers finally break through. 2-0 to the top of the 7th. Michael Kopech comes on to pitch with Jung-Hoo Lee in the bottom of the Giants order coming up. It's been an injury-riddled year for Michael. 5 games since coming back in September. When he's been able to avoid the walks, he's been all right, but those walks that were an issue for him during his minor league rehabs have followed him here to the majors.
Opponent's batting average 154. That is the potential in his stuff that he could be elite in October, and so he will continue to get opportunities.
7 walks over 3 2/3. And his return here in September. There's the electric stuff you're talking about. 1-1 on Lee.
He gets down the hill. He can throw it 97 to 100 miles an hour. It's got life. And it's an exceptional arm, an exceptional guy when he is in the zone.
You talk about you only need 3 or 4 guys to catch fire. He could be one of those guys in the postseason if he finds it. I mean, last year he pitched in more games than anybody in October for the Dodgers.
The adrenaline and the focus is just different in the playoffs. And if you were a closer and you need the 9th, you need that last inning to really feel it. You can feel it in the 6th and the 5th in the playoffs.
You know where you can't feel it? With the White Sox.
That's
where
true.
He was.
Yep.
They were 27-82 when he was traded to the Dodgers. He walks a leadoff man.
I don't like the pattern there because he was in the zone mid-height and maybe top of the zone, and then when he starts throwing the balls, they're all down by the ankles. Everything's on the plate with that walk, which is a good thing. So you got the left to right settled. It's now get the height settled.
For the 7th walk of this game issued by the Dodgers. 6 from Yamamoto, 1 from Kopech, and a high strike on Patrick Bailey. Dodgers 2, Giants nothing. Giants scored 5 runs in the 11th inning yesterday. That is the only inning they've scored in since the 4th 2 days ago.
When the league is hitting 154 off of you, you've got to have confidence in the strike zone.
Trinan and Bonda both getting ready. The 1-1 pitch. It's a wild one.
Yeah, there's just too much effort in that pitch, and that means the mechanics are flying apart. The grip strength and the ball slipping out is not your best.
This is a situation where the 3-batter minimum is an important rule. You know, prior to that rule, a situation like this in a tight game, you probably as a manager saying, okay, I'm getting him out of there. He just doesn't have it tonight. But you're forced to hope that he can find it, at least for another couple of hitters. Ball 3. This is the bottom of the order. The big guy's waiting.
You know, we talk about guys having a toolbox and knowing which tools to pull out when you get a little off kilter. It's almost like his is multiple choice. He's trying to figure out, and he's choosing from a lot of different fixes.
Back-to-back walks. Tying on a board. Mark Pryor comes out. And Drew Gilbert heads up to the plate.
Dodgers have had nights like this where the pitchers can't find a strike zone, where they have 7 or more walks. This is their 15th one of the year. But it is their first since a little before the middle of August. So we have not seen a wild night like this in a while.
Right fielder, Drew Gilbert.
Lee and Bailey both take free passes to open the 7th inning, and now Drew Gilbert, the 9-hitter. Showing no signs of bunting, taking a strike. Muncie's on the grass at third, thinking that that might still be coming. Swings away, fouls it off. It's interesting. He's 2 for 23 over the last few weeks. Just new to the major leagues a month ago. His last sacrifice, though, was in college at the University of Tennessee 4 years ago.
It's a great visit from Mark Pryor so far. He comes right back and has 2 really good quality strikes. Three in a row in the zone. With some guys, you might say, you know what, I hope he throws him a high fastball, kind of sets him up. Maybe he'll get the chase. But I wouldn't do that with Michael right now. I would just say, try and throw me a good quality strike. One more pitch. Let's not worry about being on the edges. The miss pattern is big enough. Just set up right down the middle and let it go.
Here's his 0-2. Almost hit him.
First little bender he's thrown.
Gotta figure this is going to be his last hitter. Trinan, the right-hander's ready with Ramos on deck. One-two pitch. Stays alive. Fouls off 98.
Well, if you're confident enough at home or watching the games and thinking about the Dodgers making the playoffs for sure, what you're trying to do to win as many as possible is to get the whole team in order over those last 3 or 4 games. If you can clinch, then you can be ready for the wild card series. You don't want to go into the last game of the year needing to win the West. You'd like to have 3 or 4 days, even 5 would be amazing, to get everything in order for that early series.
The 2-2. Got him. Got a little help there on a pitch that was up. Here comes Dave Roberts. No, kind of more of the same there from Kopech. Little glimpses of the explosive stuff. But the overall headline is the lack of command. He issues 2 walks. The Giants have the tying run aboard. Blake Trinan comes in. And Elliot Ramos comes up when you come back.
Postseason tickets are now on sale. Secure your postseason tickets today at Dodger.com/postseason. Somebody's confident we're making it.
What'd you say the magic number is for the postseason?
2, but if we win tonight, it'll be 1.
That's how magic numbers work.
Yep.
Blake Trinan's on to pitch for the division at 7 after the Padres lost earlier to the Mets. So Trinan's on. The tying run is aboard here in the 7th. Top of the order with Elliot Ramos at the plate. It's 2 disengagements already.
It is odd to maybe not be on the same page with your catcher after you're just coming in. You were on the mound and you greeted him.
Ball 1 on Ramos. Two 2-0. It's ball 3 from Trinan. Last time Blake pitched, it's Tuesday night. He was tagged with the loss, giving up a 3-run home run to the 9-hitter of the Phillies. Finds his zone right there.
Getting a little restless here in the stadium.
Walk, the bases loaded. 9 of them tonight. It's almost impossible to have 9 walks and no runs. Giants, though, have just 1 hit. Never a chance like this in this game, though. Bases loaded, 1 away. Rafael Devers coming up. Lee at third, Bailey at second, Ramos at first. Trinan's first pitch. In for a strike.
Strike, but the wrong side of the plate, so he's not feeling good about execution yet.
This is not the guy you want to mess around with when it comes to location.
And so far, the goal, I think, has been with the first 2 pitches to cut it in on his hands, but they've been away with both of them. Slipping out.
And he can hit misses that are anywhere. One of the best bad ball hitters in the game right here. 1-1 pitch. Took strike 2.
He changed the action on that pitch. Threw him the 2-seamer. It came all the way back to the middle. If they're going to go in, they better miss in here.
The 1-2. Did he go? No. Checked his swing. 2-2. Trinan to Devers. Pop back into our booth. First time in 10 years on the job.
It hit the mirror, got to the back row. Dr. Krajewski picks it up.
Wow. Two again. Count goes full. Got it.
Got the ball.
Payoff pitch. Ball 4, 2-1. That pitch was up, but a little bit cumulative. A night of frustrations with the home plate umpire Ryan Wills.
Shortstop, number 2, Willie Adames.
Now the tying run 90 feet away. Adames taking a strike.
Adames saved the run with the great defense in the last half inning, and now he's got a chance to put the Giants on top.
In his first year with San Francisco, been one of their most valuable guys. Swings and misses, and it's 0-2.
It's been easy for Blake to crowd the right-handed hitters with his ball leaking in that direction towards the inside corner. It was hard for him to get it inside to Devers on the left side.
Could use a strikeout here. Instead, overthrows the slider, and Nordfet does well to smother it. A strikeout candidate at the plate. Got a strikeout pitcher on the mound. Bailey at third, the tying run. Ramos at second, the go-ahead run. Trinan's 1-2. Had a good pitch right there, but Adames stayed alive.
3 of the 4 pitches in this at bat have been the highest quality of the night for Blake.
Tries it again. The 1-2. Upstairs.
He's throwing the breaking ball. It's probably in this count. I would think he'd throw the 2-seamer in a 3-2 count. Oof. Went to it early, and he almost got him to miss it.
Giants just 1 hit in this ball game. They've loaded them up with the walks. Another 2-2 from Blake Trinan. Oh, baby.
Wow. 2 crucial borderline pitches. 3-2 to Devers, and this one here, both grazing the strike zone with no call.
They can try and earn it. 3-2 pitch to Adames. Strike 3 called. He got the call this time.
It was a ball forever until it leaked and bent to the corner, and does catch the corner and does get the call.
Game of inches, a game of atoms. That close. Thank you, says Trinan. And so it stays 2-1, not out of the woods yet. Chapman's up there with 2 out. Check swing foul.
He's found the range on the inside fastball to righties. He's made 1 good breaking ball away to righties. But the foundational pitch is in to this right-hander.
Dives to the knees and gets the low strike.
Now we've seen a tighter upper zone and a little more liberal lower zone.
And Ryan Wills finding himself in the pressure cooker of a late season rivalry game. 0-2 pitch. And he's overthrown that slider a bunch of times.
Yeah, I worry about Rotvet being on his knees as bad as he's missing with that pitch. It's a generational thing, staying down low.
The 1-2. Game! Somehow, Trinan's out of the jam with the lead intact. They walk 4 in the inning, but the Giants unable to come up with that big hit. Stand and stretch. It's time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Sit and Sleep, SoCal's most trusted mattress store. Dodgers 2, Giants 1. What a ball game. Fitting to this long-time rivalry, and two teams eyeing the postseason. Logan Webb does what he does into the 7th inning. 88 pitches. This is what he's made his name on. This is what he takes so much pride in. On his way to leading the league in innings pitched for a 3rd consecutive season in an era where guys are going shorter and shorter. They're pitching fewer and fewer innings. He's as durable as they come, as reliable as they come. And he gets strike 1 on Conforto.
He's a well-respected warrior. And the Dodgers have had his number this year, but tonight he is doing the job.
One and one on Conforto. 0 for 2 in this game. Dodgers had just 1 hit over the first 5 innings. They broke through with 3 hits last inning to get the game's first 2 runs. Giants answered right back with a run of their own. Ball 2 on Conforto. Michael was saying that as good buddies with Webb, you got to hear from him for 2 years how much he hated the Dodgers, and look forward to these matchups. And so Michael has an extra appreciation for what the pitcher's feeling on these matchups. Righty from Rockland, California. Home of the 2-2 to get his old friend.
Well, it's different than the last half inning that we saw. 42 pitches for the Dodgers in the last half inning. Only 20 of them were strikes. The 4 walks, the 3 Ks, and no balls in play.
Pages 0 for 2.
You're on the Dodger bench right now. You're thinking, stay hot, Andy. Bottom of the order did it last night. They were heavy contributors.
Set it up tonight. The 1-1 pitch. Pages takes strike 2. When you're at the bottom of the order feeding into a hot Ohtani, a hot Betts, and a pretty hot Freddie Freeman, that's when you get this offense clicking the way that it has lately.
You know, one of the pieces early on with the offense, when Ohtani wasn't getting many RBI situations, the only thing he was doing was driving himself in, was can we get a 9-hole hitter that can get on and set him up? And Miguel Rojas was one of those guys that really started to set the table for Shohei. Really kind of finish off the bottom of the order.
Fly to right center field. Jung-Hoo Lee converges with Gilbert, who makes the call on the catch. And here is Rojas. Started last inning with a base hit.
Coming into the year, you worried a little bit about his playing time, right? How much can we play him as he ages a little bit? And we want to protect him because he is such a great stopgap for anybody. But now, as much as he's playing and as good as he's playing, they have to almost find rest for him like he's an everyday player for sure.
And it's funny how that works. There were times first couple years for the Dodgers where he didn't love that. He resisted the idea that he needed time off his feet. But I think came to appreciate it a little bit and accept the fact that he wasn't going to play as much. And just when he does that, he finds himself back in there more, and probably because he hadn't played as much earlier this year in part, feeling fresh and hitting well.
Yeah, we've seen sparkling plays on defense. We've seen leadership in the clubhouse and in the media. And we've seen outstanding contributions in the batting order, no matter where he hits.
Fewest games started as a Dodger. Started 124 his first year. Started 103 last year. 72 this year. On a 1-2 from Webb. Rojas lays off. Count evens up.
It's been a different year for the Dodgers, right? We're not clinched. We're not 20 games up in the West. There's been a lot of interesting stories, a lot of tough challenges to go through, but it has definitely kept you on the edge of your seat with how are the Dodgers doing and what are they doing and who's healthy now and who's getting healthy, who's contributing. There've been a lot of stories. That's a big story today.
That was a big one, yeah. And it'll be a big story tomorrow, really all weekend. Going to be about Clayton Kershaw. Dodgers announced that before Sunday's game, the last home game of the season, Kershaw is going to address the crowd. Dugout lifted to left field. Ramos is there. Webb finishes his night with a 1-2-3-7. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Ford dealers. Check out the full lineup of stylish, powerful trucks and SUVs. It's time to see Ford in a new light. Dodgers up by the narrowest of margins, 2-1 to the top of the 8th inning. First of 4 between the Dodgers and the Giants as they wrap up the season series. Anthony Banda, third man out of the bullpen for the Dodgers. And Wilmer Flores goes up as a pinch hitter for Bryce Eldridge.
First half of the season wasn't Anthony's best, but second half since the All-Star break, or that's a little past halfway, but after the All-Star break, he's at an ERA under 2, and it's much more reliable.
First one to Flores on the outside corner for a strike.
It's the slider that has really buoyed him, and that was the fastball right there. We'll see when he breaks out that good slider.
Anthony worked as an opener earlier this week against Philadelphia, gave up the home run to Bryce Harper, or to Kyle Schwarber, then came back and pitched a scoreless inning against the Phillies on Tuesday. Flores has been one of the top pinch hitters in the league the last decade. Fouls this pitch back, and it's 1-2. Seven innings from Webb, but he's on the hook at this point. Dodgers with a 2-1 lead, top of the 8th, trying to grow the lead in the division to 3. Drop the magic number to 6. 1-2 pitch. Back door, but just missed. Game 2 of the series tomorrow. Clayton Kershaw, of course, as we've been talking about throughout the night, makes his final regular season start at Dodger Stadium. Robbie Ray counters for the Giants. Dodgers hit him hard over the weekend in San Francisco. It's high and full on Flores. Bonda's 3-2. Stroked to short and caught by Betts.
Second baseman number 10, Casey Smith.
One away for Schmidt. Fouls it off himself. Down the line foul, and it's 0-2. Giants still just one hit in this game. It's a single from Patrick Bailey back in the second inning. The 0-2. Wrapped around the plate, ball one. Got him with a fastball. 2 gone in the 8th.
That's how they recorded their outs in the last half inning. No balls in play. Giants with the ball in play with the line out Betts. But now back to the strikeout for the staff.
Jung-Hoo Lee. 2 gone in the 8th in a 1-run game. They've countered the 10 walks that they've issued with 12 strikeouts. The 10 walks, 1 shy of a season high. Walked 11 Phillies back in April. Ground ball to second, off of the hands. Anthony Bondo with a 1-2-3-8. When this game wraps up, be sure to stay tuned for the postgame show. John and Jerry and Nomar to recap a tight one, a tense one. Dodgers 2, Giants 1 to the last of the 8th. Bang, bang. Joey Lucchesi comes on to pitch for the Giants. Dodgers looking for 8th inning insurance as they got yesterday. Get a little breathing room for the bullpen in the 9th. Rortvedt, Ohtani, and Betts coming up here.
Lucchesi doing the job for the Giants, and they are looking for a shutdown inning to give them a chance.
Alex Vesia will handle the 9th for the Dodgers. 8-9-1 due up for the Giants. Lucchesi to Rortvedt with strike 1. Dodgers had 1 hit over the first 5 innings of this game against Logan Webb. They got 2 runs in the 6th. Rortvedt scored the first of those 2 runs. Tried to sacrifice, didn't go great. He reached base on a fielder's choice when Chapman threw down to second to get the lead runner, but he eventually came in to score on a play where Patrick Bailey probably should have caught the ball and tagged him, but it went off his glove. E2 allowed the first run to score, and then Freddie Freeman drove in the second. The 1-1 to Rortvedt. Chopped to second for Schmidt. 1 gone in the 8th. And to the top in Ohtani. Well, the loudest swing of the game came from this man. Doubled and scored in the 2-run 6th. Hit at 107. If it didn't have topspin on it, would have been his 52nd home run. Look out, Dino. Lucchesi to Ohtani with a 1-1. Slice to left center field over Lee's head. Off the wall. Ohtani to second with his second double of the night.
If a normal human being hits this ball, it's an out. But he hits it hard enough with side spin that it's the depth that makes it a double. Normally, this is going to be a straight line for the center fielder, and you just cut it off and catch it. But this one is almost out of here in left center.
On base streak 23 games for Shohei Ohtani with the 2 doubles tonight. And now it's Betts fouling one back. 22 out of 23 for Mookie Betts. 0 for 4 yesterday. The lone interruption to that streak. Inside edge, strike 2.
Alex Vesia, I'm sure, is excited to pitch the 9th inning, but he sure wouldn't mind a little insurance run right here. He's so excited he's standing still.
Casey wanted that one, won't get it.
We've seen the lower corners get called a little more than the upper ones.
Lucchesi shakes a couple times, has one that he likes, delivers, and Betts pops it up. Shallow center field. Lee comes on to put it away. And it's up to Freddie Freeman with 2 gone here in the 8th.
It's 2 lefties now for Lucchesi. Pick your poison.
Freeman here, Muncy on deck.
Both have pretty good bites.
Lays off, 1-0.
Lefty lefty here and lefty lefty on deck. I think you pitch Freddie like you got a few strikes on him the whole time. You are not backed into a corner at all facing Freeman right now.
One ball, one strike. Dodgers trying to get their 8th win out of their last 11 games. Freeman on 1-1. Grounds one through the middle. Adames will throw him out. Fasten those seatbelts. To the 9th inning we go. Alex Vesia comes on to try and lock down a 2-1 win. All right, here we go to the 9th inning. The Dodgers 2, the Giants 1. Dodgers trying to grow the lead to 3 in the National League West, trying to drop the magic number to 6 and put the Giants an inch further away from where they want to be. In danger of dropping it 3 games back, 9 left after tonight. So Vesia is on looking for his 5th save, which would match last year's career high.
64th appearance. Opponent's batting average you see there at 182. The main blemish for him all year has just been the home run ball, and you can't afford that here. Gave up 1 against Philly on Monday, but throughout the year this is your most consistent piece in the bullpen. He has 2 pitches that have been exceptional for him this year. His fastball, the league's hitting 176. The slider, they're hitting 186.
Going to be a couple pinch hitters coming off of the bench here to open the inning. Christian Koss will lead things off, and then it'll be Encarnacion. Dodgers by a run, 9th inning. Strike 1. And boy, is that refreshing. The night where the Dodgers have walked 10. There have been 2,294 games in Major League Baseball this year. Only twice has a team walked 10 and won. One of those is at the expense of the Dodgers. Remember that Sunday afternoon against the Blue Jays earlier this summer? Dodgers had 13 walks and somehow lost. 0-2 on Koss. Vesia delivers. Did he go? No swing, ball 1.
It has been fun to watch Alex Vesia develop his breaking ball from one that never throw it. Okay, maybe I can find a 3 or 4 run lead where I can throw it or we're behind. Now it is a serious out pitch.
Just inside, 2-2.
It is not down, Dave says. You got that right, but it might be in.
Tries it again. Poked by the bag, foul.
With that pitch clock, it takes a lot of energy to get all those gyrations out of the way. Get the sign, come set, and let it go.
He does, and strikes him out. One gone in the ninth.
Little visit here. Go over the pinch hitter. Ben Rortvedt out there for the meeting with Mark Pryor. Rortvedt, since catching for the Dodgers, has caught now 95 innings and only 29 earned runs. That's an ERA right around 2.7. So not only has he contributed with the bat, but the Dodgers are very impressed with how he has handled the staff.
Well, the pinch hitter is Encarnacion. Gerard Encarnacion, who's missed a lot of this season with an injury. He's been back for a little more than a week. He's hit 2 home runs and driven in 7 in his first 6 games. Dodgers 2, Giants 1. 1 out, 9th inning. Vesia to the big right-handed hitter Encarnacion. Strike 1 coming right at him.
Of his 7 pitches, he's thrown 1 breaking ball. Confident in the fastball, especially the elevated one.
Here's his 0-1. Strike 2.
If you throw the breaking ball, you need to bounce it. You don't want to give him anything to the pull side for power. You don't want to speed up his bat and let him hit it in fair territory.
0-2 pitch. Got him, nothing but hard stuff. The Giants are down to their last out.
Number 17, Elliot Ramos.
Strike 1 on Ramos.
Last 4 innings, the Giants have struck out 9 times.
The 0-1. Ripped to left center field. Call is there. That's the game. The most effectively wild game in a half-century. It's the first time in 48 years that a team issues 10 walks but gives up just 1 hit. Alex Vesia goes 1-2-3 in the 9th inning. And the Dodgers take the first of 4 from the Giants by a final of 2-1.
The staff is carrying them right now. They've allowed 1 run and 4 hits in their last 18 innings.
This is the 4th time in the last 10 games that they've given up 0 or 1. After the shutout yesterday, a 2-1 win today. Pitching needed to be this good. The offense getting just the 2 runs. They pitch around the boatload of walks and beat the Giants. For Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Dodger Stadium. It's an Apple TV broadcast tomorrow. Back with you on Saturday. Stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers.
God bless you. I'm upon this one again. No. Double pro. I met this girl last December. Her name na Monica. She send me her picture from Twitter. She dey always wear short nika tie. Monica too fine, no, but Monica too like money. I spend money for Monica. She still the follow. She still the waka. See Monica with Brandy Boy. I see Monica with the GoPro. I see Monica with Tomo Healer. GC, now waiting this up. God forbid Monica. Monica no be wife for Matilda. Too much money for Monica. I buy many things for Monica. Yeah. School fees for your brother. Christmas clothes for your sister. Plenty wrapper for your mother. I buy your father Okada tie. She still the waka. She still the follow. God forbid Monica. Monica no be wife for Matilda.
If you get money, Monica go stay with you. If you not go get money, Monica fit stay with you. Monica, follow. If you get big things, she swallow. If you don't get, borrow. Monica don't take for Kalukanika, fi shame you. If you're today, no be the same you. Why can't they love the same you? Monica, when I see for Facebook, Monica go far away. Monica they with that day. But me I go away. When tell me I like it. Just you can't spend money. Monica want come party. If you no come concert, Monica no be dundee. She like dundies.
Come to my place, she go run, come. I swear she go run, come. She see me take out money, she go shake bum. She go shake bum. She dey pepper for mat like say I lick dum. Like say I lick dum. She do like skin touch, she know they use condom. I swear she know they use condom. Monica, oh, Monica go kill the best yo. Too much money for Monica. I buy many things for Monica. Yeah. School fees for your brother. Christmas clothes for your sister. Plenty wrapper for your mother. I buy your father Okada tie. She still the waka. She still the follow. God forbid Monica. Monica no be wife for Matilda.
It's